Google is probably the largest search engine in the world, and YouTube is probably the largest video platform in the world. If I use Google Ads to promote my YouTube channel, will it help grow my business? That's what we're here to find out. We are going to look at this from a different perspective, and this is going to be a what not to do video. I made the mistakes for you so you don't have to. So we're going to see the worst case scenario if you generically create an ad campaign as I did. However, we are going to go through creating the ad campaign, and I will give you tips on what to avoid and suggestions to improve your campaign throughout the video. I firmly believe that learning from mistakes is the best way to create a highly successful ad campaign to promote your channel in the long run. Blindly using somebody else's results is not indicative of what your true results will really look like, and you're not going to really understand the why and the how of the process. And I'm not excluded from this either. You can choose to use my results as a baseline if you want. It's entirely up to you. So I decided to put my money where my mouth is, and I spent $150 to run an ad on Google to promote my YouTube channel for 30 days. Basically, it's about $5 a day. I will be doing a follow-up video on how I use these results to make a better ad campaign. So don't forget to get subscribed and hit that notification bell so you know when it gets released. Alright, so let's get started here. This channel right here is my YouTube channel that I'm trying to promote, and I will be using the channel's homepage as the target for my ad. And most people who try to promote their channel will probably do the same because it makes sense, but more on that later. At least you know where the ad will be sending people to, and you can see that it's a fairly new channel with barely any traffic at all, but it has all the required fields optimized and ready for showing. At the time my channel was only 1 month old, I had 4 subscribers and 10 videos that I uploaded. I was averaging about 3 to 4 views a day, and like I said, it's a fairly new channel. And these results are from completely organic growth, which means there's no outside influence that altered the stats, obviously considering how low these stats are. Now let's head over to the ad campaign on Google to show you what I did. So I'm not going to go through every single detail since most of it's left as the default, but let's see what I actually did change. Once again, I'm going to reiterate here, you should not use the default for most of the ad campaign. You should customize it to cater to the audience that you are trying to reach. Anyway, when you first sign up, it's going to ask you to pick a goal. And I'm just going to choose to get more website sales or signups because that's the closest goal to what I want compared to the other two options. It's going to then ask for a business name, or in this case, it would be the name of my YouTube channel, so that whenever someone searches for my name, the ad will appear. And for the website, I'll just copy and paste my channel's address here since that's where I want to direct people who click on my ad. And we'll click on next. Then it's going to give you a preview of what people will see on mobile and desktops if they click on the ad, and we'll just hit next. Now it's time to write the ad. So here's where I'm going to make some changes, and I'm just going to copy and paste some of the descriptions and info directly from my YouTube channel. I think this is what most people will do anyway. I mean, if you already have content, why not just repurpose it for your ad? Essentially, that's where the ad's going to take you anyway. And I'm going to uncheck the call button because I don't have a number associated with my business, so no need for that. And we'll just hit next. Now we need to add keywords so that when people search for that term, your ad will appear. And you don't want to add every word in the dictionary here. Try to only use words that are actually what you are advertising. If you use words that are too generic, or if you use a very popular word that doesn't really relate to what you're doing, this could really hurt you. And I'll provide some best practices later, but for now, I'll hit next when I'm done. And then it's going to ask you for a location for your ad to be shown. And I'm based in the US, and most, if not all, of my content is catered to people in the US, so I'll use that as my country. But depending on your demographics, you might want to change that, but when you're done, just hit next. Now I'm going to set my budget. So these daily averages prices that you see are the current prices during the time I created this ad campaign. And this will always be changing. Sometimes it can be more or less depending on the situation. Google Ads uses a bidding system when it comes to ads. And those daily prices are the recommended prices for you to use if you want to compete with other advertisers who are also using Google Ads. Typically, the higher your budget, the more often your ad will be shown over other people's ads based on the keywords that you set earlier. But I'm going to enter my own budget, which is $5 a day, which is way below what everybody else is really bidding. So what does that really mean? My ad won't be shown as often as theirs. So be mindful of that. But if you have deep pockets, then by all means, be my guest. And if you're interested on how you can easily earn thousands of dollars year after year with little to no effort to promote your channel, then check out the link in the description below under the like and subscribe button for more details. And then it's going to take me to verify my ad to see if everything's correct. And it's going to ask me to enter my payment info, and I'll just submit my ad campaign. And we are pretty much done. And you can always go back to make any changes that you want, but it may take a few hours before the ad campaign actually starts to run. So don't do what I did. Granted, I did make some adjustments here that seem correct, but honestly, my business has not matured enough. It's not recommended to run ads when your business has not established a decent footprint in its respective niche. And the second reason not to do what I did ties in with the first reason. Since my business is so new, I don't have enough real-world analytics to do proper market research on my niche. And I use a lot of generic settings for my ad. You should have enough analytics to make a proper ad to target the right audience before submitting the campaign. And I know I said a lot of things that you shouldn't do and what you should do instead, but then why did I do it? So the first reason why I did it was because of a promotion. Google gave me up to $150 worth of ad credit when I spent at least that much, which was expiring soon. And I understand that it's a marketing strategy, but I still want to take advantage of it because it does still benefit me and my business. The second reason is for testing. By leaving the default settings on Google Ads will show me what Google's algorithm is capable of promoting their own platform or product, namely my YouTube channel. The third reason is learning. This ad campaign allows me to set the baseline for my content and allows me to gather real-time analytics of my very own content. The last reason is opportunity. As a content creator, this gave me the opportunity to create a series of content which coincides with the type of content that I normally make on my channel. So a lot of the reasons why I still went through with creating the ad will solve some of the reasons why I said not to. At least that's the case for my situation. So after 30 days, here are my results. So as you can see here, I spent a total of $150 for 30 days, which is about $5 a day. And we can see that there were some days that Google spent none of my daily budget at all, and there were a few days that had high spikes that made a difference in price. During that time, the ad was able to get me over 143,000 impressions. So that means we were able to put my ad in front of that many people. That is a very impressive number for the money that I paid. But here's the issue. Out of those 143,000 impressions, only 2,316 people actually clicked on the ad, which means that's only about 1.6% of people who saw the ad actually clicked on it. That, my friends, is a pretty horrible stat. That's like saying less than 2 out of 100 people clicked on my ad. That's like a full person and a half of a zombie that clicked on my ad. So I'm not going to entirely blame Google for this because frankly, they did their job. I asked them to show my YouTube channel to people, so they put my ad in front of 140,000 people. But it's up to me to close the deal. This is the result of not having enough analytics to properly create an ad that will convert. And the results are there. Now let's head over to the YouTube channel to see how the ad campaign affects the growth of the channel. So during the time the ad was running, I uploaded 6 new videos, got 199 views, 14.4 hours of watch time, and 8 new subscribers. Now, there is no way for me to differentiate what I gained from the ad or what was organically gained, but I'm going to give the ad campaign the benefit of the doubt and say that those results were all gained from the ad. Let's do the numbers here, and we'll start from top to bottom. So the ad got me 143,000 impressions, and out of those impressions, 2,316 people clicked on the ad. Out of the 2,016 people, only 8 subscribed to the channel. And out of those, I was able to get 199 views, which totaled to a watch time of 14.4 hours. I'm going to bring in costs that are associated with each stat. Basically, all it is that if I decide to spend $150 for only 4 impressions, that would cost me 0.001 of a penny per impression. And it goes the same for all the rest of the stats below. Alright, so based on the numbers, it's like if I walked up to you and that I gave you $20 to subscribe to my channel and watch 2 10-minute videos or just 20 minutes of videos. To get the channel monetized, you need to fulfill 2 main stats, 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, the other stats are important to help you get monetized, but ultimately, watch time and subscribers are specifically required. And based on the numbers on the table, what does that mean? If it costs me $20 to get 1 subscriber and 20 minutes of watch time on my videos, that means I would need to spend $20,000 to get 1,000 subscribers and 333 watch hours. which means I will still need another 3,666 hours before my channel gets monetized. This could end up costing me $100,000 just to monetize my channel. That's ridiculous. Now, obviously, this is unrealistic because organic growth is the main driver for channel growth. That's just a number that if I wanted to immediately monetize my channel right now, then that's what it would cost me. Not to mention the compounded watch time hours from the same subscriber watching multiple videos, YouTube algorithms, and all sorts of other factors. But at the very least, this demonstrates how bad my Google ad campaign was, and it gives you guys the worst case scenario if you did the same thing with content that's similar to mine. Also, here's a stat that I found quite interesting during the experiment. Let's head over to my impressions tab on my YouTube channel, and we'll go over to the click-through rate, which is how often people click to watch your video after you see your thumbnail or ad. I normally average around 3 to 3.5 click-through rate, and this reflects from my before and after the ad was running. But during the time of the ad campaign, it dropped to 1.5%, which is half of my norm, if not a little bit less. Remember that my impressions rate from the ad campaign was 1.6%, which is curiously similar to that and during the exact same time frame the ad was running. Could it be a coincidence? Maybe. But having a lower CTR tells YouTube that people are not interested in your videos. So YouTube may stop showing the video to other people, which really hurts the growth of your channel. And I don't have evidence that the ad campaign was the cause of it, but it was just too coincidental not to believe it. Anyway, that's just my speculation. Take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, a couple things that you can take away from this video. The ideal situation for running ads is having market research done so that you have vital information to validate your campaign, so that it can get a higher chance of successfully engaging the correct audience and increasing your conversion rate. This includes the image, the title, the description, and just about everything else of the ad campaign. And you can always use other platforms' analytics to use for metrics as well. For instance, if you have a Facebook business page, an Instagram business account, or even a Pinterest business account, if you have any of those types of assets, then it would be a good start to get metrics for your content. If you just started your business or channel, and it's just too new to form any reliable analytics, but you still want to run ads to try to boost growth, then you may want to try some marketing tools like Google Trends. This free tool lets you validate keywords to see what's trending on Google searches. For instance, you could use this tool to help you fill in certain sections of the ad campaign, like the keyword section, or location, audience, and the time frame that you want your ads to run. Think about your budget. You can see that even when I used a lower daily budget than what's recommended by Google, it still got me a decent amount of impressions. But reality is it takes a bit of money to make some money, and or substitute it with your time. That's the trade-off. You need to determine how much your time is worth. The goal is to maintain the balance between these two, and then you're golden. After everything's said and done, your results can still vary because your content is different than mine. Your type of content may be popular enough that you could just use the generic settings for the ad campaign and you'll still gain tons of engagement. But with this video, you can at least limit the risk by not doing what I did, learn from mistakes, and evolve from it. Anyway, I just wanted to share my experience with Google Ads with you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you can hit that like button on the video. And if you want more content like this, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you like this type of content, then go ahead and check my video out on 30-day results with Facebook ads, in which I did the exact same thing at the exact same time to see which one performs better. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.